Six, it's Miss Dyer here with today's arithmetic video. So hopefully you've already had a go at the questions on your own this morning or this afternoon at home, and you're here ready to review your methods and your strategies and to mark your work. If you haven't already had a go at the questions, please pause the video now and you can use this slide here to have a go at the questions and then come back when you are ready. Just as we would do in school, this video is our way of going through the methods and for you to be able to check your work and learn from any mistakes you've made. Okay, question number 1 then. We've got brackets, 13 subtract 7 multiplied by 3 equals. Okay, so I've noticed that this is a mixed calculation. There's mixed operations in here. We've got brackets, subtraction and multiplication. So if we were at school now, I would be saying to you, which acronym can I use to help me remember the order of operations? And you'd be saying, hopefully, well I know you would be, you'd be saying BODMAS to me. Okay, that means we've got to start by doing the brackets first. Okay, so that's 13 subtract 7, which is, that's right, 6. So I'm going to jot that down so I don't forget. The other stands for, when we're at primary school anyway, it stands for squared and cube numbers. There's no squared or cube numbers in this number sentence. D stands for division, there's no division. M stands for multiplication, and yes, there is some multiplication to do, and I need to do 6 times 3, or multiplied by 3, and 6 times 3 is 18. I'll jot that down, just while I'm double checking that there's no addition and that there's no subtraction, so I can be certain that my answer is 18. Well, hopefully you're in agreement year 6 and you're now giving your work a neat little tick. If you know that you've made a calculation error somewhere along the way, please pause the video now and just reflect upon your learning. Okay, question number 2 then. 347,529 add 500,168. So hopefully you're in agreement that we could use the column method for this question, and I've set that up here ready for us, taking care to line up my digits to the correct place value, using a ruler to draw my lines and putting my calculation symbol over here on the left. Okay, so we're going to start in the ones column on the right hand side here with 9 add 8, which is, that's right, 17. Then I come over to my tens. 2 add 6 add 1 is 9, that's right. 5 and 1 is correct, 6. 7 and 0 is 7. 4 and 0 is 4. And 3 add 5 is 8. And again, hopefully you're giving your work a neat little tick. If you know you've made a mistake somewhere, you've miscalculated, please pause the video now, just have another look at your work, do any corrections that you need to. Okay, question number 3 then this morning. 9,206 multiplied by 8. So again, I've set up our formal multiplication method over here. And I'm going to start in the ones with 6 times 8, which is 48. 0 times 8 is 0. Add the 4 we carried is 4. 2 times 8 is, that's right, 16. And 9 times 8, 72. Add the 1 we've carried, 73. So again, I hope you're in agreement with me year 6 and you're giving your work a neat little tick now. If there's something that you weren't sure about or you made a calculation error, please pause the video and have a look at that now. Okay, number 4. We've got 946,279 subtract or take away 382,048. So again, I've used the column method. I've lined up all my digits in their correct place value. I've used a ruler to draw my lines, and I've got my calculation symbol over here on the left. So I'm going to start with my ones on the right hand side. 9 take away 8 is 1. 7 subtract 4 is 3. 2 subtract 0 is 2. 6 subtract 2 is, that's right, 4. 4 subtract 8, I need to exchange. This becomes 8. And we've got 14 subtract 8, which is 6. And 8 subtract 3, which is 5. So, I've made that look almost like it's going to be a different number. Let's correct that. So we've got 564,231. Hopefully you are in agreement again, and you can give that one a neat little tick. If you had a calculation error or a mistake somewhere along the way, please pause the video. Okay, so our final question this morning is a fraction divided by a whole number. So we've got 1/5 divided by 8. Now when we do this, you'll remember that actually we're thinking about this as a multiplication. Okay, now our numerator, that top number, stays the same, and then we have to do the denominator multiplied by the whole number, and 5 times 8 is 40. I'll leave you to ask the question, can we simplify, and to think about that year 6. Okay, let's have a look then at today's flashback. So question number 1. What do the angles in a quadrilateral add up to? So I'm thinking about the angles in a quadrilateral. Well, I know quad means 4, so therefore that's just reminded me that I'm thinking about 4-sided shapes. And I've put some 4-sided shapes over here on the right hand side so that you can just refresh your memory of some of the shapes I'm talking about. So for example, a square is a 4-sided shape, a rectangle, a parallelogram, a rhombus, and a kite. Okay, so what do all the angles add up to in a square? There's 4 angles, 4 right angles. Well, we know right angles are 90 degrees, and I would know that 9 lots of 4 is 36. So therefore, if I was doing 90 lots of 4, my answer would be 360. So therefore I know there are 360 degrees in a quadrilateral. So I worked that out using my knowledge of a square, but the same would apply to a rectangle. Okay, again, there's 4 90-degree angles. If I have a look at my parallelogram, I've got 2 acute angles and 2 obtuse angles, but they would both add up to 90 degrees. And actually the opposite angles are equal, so you might even be able to challenge yourself year 6 to work out the angles in the parallelogram. And similarly to a rhombus, all the angles will add up to 360. Okay, let's have a look at question number 2 then. It says work out the missing angle. So let's think about what I know. I can see a straight line on the bottom here, and I know that angles in a straight line total 180 degrees. If I was going to do a bar chart or bar method, that would be my total at the top. I know one angle is 87 degrees. And then the missing angle A, I don't know what that is. Okay, so how can I work out that missing number then, year 6? what could I do? Well, hopefully if we were at school, you'd be saying to me, and I'm sure lots of you are saying the same at home, I have to do 180 subtract 87 to find the difference of this remaining amount here. So lots of you will be able to do that mentally. 100 take away 80 is 80. Take away 7 is, that's right, 93 degrees. Some of you may have used a method, a formal column method. Others of you will be able to have done that mentally. So our missing angle is 93 degrees. Okay, so let's have a look at our next question then. For every 3 green sweets, there are 2 blue. There are 15 green sweets. How many blue sweets are there? Now this sounds like a ratio question to me. So I'm going to start by thinking, right, we've got green, 2 blue sweets. And it says for every 3 green sweets, there are 2 blue sweets. If there are 15 green sweets, how many blue sweets are there? Okay, well let's think about what did I multiply 3 by to increase it to 15? 3 times, that's right, 3 times 5 is 15. That means I need to increase this side by the same amount. So I've got to also multiply this side by 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. So for every 15 green sweets, there are 10 blue. Okay, question number 4 then, we've got a division, and sometimes we worry about these types of questions because we can see there's a decimal point in this one. But don't worry, Year 6, because you can do these with just as much confidence and fluency as you can divide without decimals. Okay, so I've set up my bus stop method here. Hopefully you've done the same method at home. So I'm going to start by thinking, how many times does 8 go into 2, or what is 2 divided by 8? So I can't do that, it's going to be a 0. And then I'm going to exchange my 2 and bring it across, so I'm thinking about 29 now. Well, I know that 2 times 8 is 16. And I know that 3 times 8 is 24. That's right, everybody. Okay, so I'm getting a bit closer. Let's just double check. 4 times 8 is... That's right, 32. Okay, so the closest that I can get then is 8 lots, which would take me to 24. Now to find my remainder, I've got to count on from 24 to 29, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, so my remainder is 5. So now we're thinking, how many times does 8 go into 59? Well, I know that 7 times 8 is 56. That's as close as I can get. So it goes 7 times. I've just realised a mistake I've made there, Year 6. Let me just go back a step, because I'm sure you've spotted it at home. I put 8 up there, but actually it was 3 lots of 8, which made 24. So that should be a 3 with a remainder of 5. So now we're thinking 8 into 59. The closest I can get is 56, which is 7 times. And that will give me a remainder of 3. Okay, I've reached the decimal point, so at this point I'm going to put my decimal point in. I'm going to be thinking 8 into 32 goes exactly 4 times. 4 lots of 8 is 32. So my answer is 37.4. Okay, well that concludes today's arithmetic. Please use your time now just to reflect on any mistakes or calculations that you weren't sure about. And then when you've done that, please share your learning with me on Class Dojo. Have a great day, everybody.